Welcome back to my YouTube channel, CPR Originals. And today, I'm shooting an intro video for my 2024 grocery budget challenge I'm going to do my best to complete. So, I did a little presentation that's I'm going to insert in just a moment. And I talk about all these things I have on the counter here, and I'm going to go a little bit more into depth about some of these things afterwards. Before I jump into my 2024 grocery challenge, I want to do a couple disclaimers. This is based on me, one individual, without any dietary restrictions. I am doing this just to challenge myself. I'm not suggesting anybody should eat this way or do this way, but I'm hoping that by sharing this, I might give some people some ideas for some less expensive meal alternatives, or maybe give them some ideas of some things that are really easier than they think they are. So that is my kind of disclaimer. This is based on just me, one individual. And grocery prices are different everywhere, so this might not work for anybody else, but I'm going to try to see if I can do it and see if I can figure out what works for me. So now on to the who, what, where, when, why, and how of my 2024 grocery challenge. Who would be me. What? 2024 grocery challenge to do 210 meals and snacks for $350 and build a little bit of a pantry along the way. I'm doing this. I'm going to post per week, but I'm doing this per meal because this is going to be over an extended period of time. I don't want to restrict myself from not being able to go out and enjoy a dinner out with friends or such as that. So I'm going to do a meal count each week. So this will possibly take longer than 10 weeks to do 210 meals, but I am not going to do more than $350. Now on to that's the who, what, where. Oh, wait, who, what, where is here on YouTube. That's the where, but we'll get a little bit more into the where in a little bit. Why? To see if I can. I already said that. To see if I can do it. Also, to help me save money. So if I'm limiting my groceries and really trying to do this, it'll help me save money on my groceries. Also, to be more intentional with what I buy as far as groceries. To help me figure out what I actually need to buy, what I actually do eat. Because sometimes I'll buy something because it's a good deal and I don't eat it. I won't eat it. That's a waste. I didn't save any money. If I buy something I'm not going to eat. So to help me focus and be a little bit better with that. And also to be creative with what I have. I enjoy watching grocery budget challenge and budget meal videos because it gives me ideas of something I can cook with what I have on hand or something that I think I might want to try. And I kind of hope that maybe this will help you as well. I'm not really planning on going into details with recipes unless I think it's something really extraordinary or unusual or inspiring. But let's go on to that. So it's the who, what, where, when, why, and the how is the rules. I'm only going to allow myself $35 per week pre-tax. Tax where I live on groceries is 4%, so that's actually $36.40 I'm allowing myself. I believe that's what it is, if I did my math right. I did my math the other day, and now I'm questioning it. And I'm only going to allow myself to shop at 2 stores per week, and I'm not going to allow any funds to roll over from week to week. So I will get it under $350 if this is successful. Again, hadn't started this yet, so it's a big if, but I think I can do it. I really do. I don't think I've set myself up for something I can't do. There are some exceptions to the rules, and the exceptions to the rules are the first 2 weeks. The first week, I am going to allow myself to go to more than 2 grocery stores. I am also going to allow myself to go over the $35 budget. However, I'm giving myself a $70 budget for the first 2 weeks. So whatever's left of that $70 after the first week will go towards the second week. So I'm sort of rolling over my funds that I said I wasn't going to do, but This is mainly because of the limited number of pantry items I'm allowing myself, which is next. The only pantry items I'm allowing myself are salt, cooking oils, and white vinegar. Uh, Salt, because I have almost a whole thing of salt, and that should last me through this entire challenge. No need to buy new salt. Cooking oils, and it says cooking oils because I'm Southern. That's going to be my reason. Not that I made a typo. Cooking oils, which is going to be differentiated from other oils. I have plenty of vegetable oil, olive oil, avocado oil, and I also have bacon grease and butter. We'll be buying butter as well. So I guess technically I would be doing cooking oils in here. Everybody has a different preferential oil that they cook in. I have plenty probably to get me through this entire challenge. I And I know of people who don't really use oils to cook, so that's why I feel like I can justify using my cooking oils because anybody can exchange them around. But cooking oils are differentiated from salad oils. If I decide I would like to make my own salad dressing, I will buy oil specifically for that. And then my third item is white vinegar. I wrestled back and forth whether I wanted to put the white vinegar on here because the only reason why I wanted to put it on here is I may want to use it in the first 2 weeks. And when I was doing my planning out, I didn't put white vinegar on here. Another reason is white vinegar is fairly inexpensive. And what I was considering using it for is completely unnecessary. So we will see how we go along. So, and like being exceptions to the rules, there's some exceptions to my pantry items, sort of. These I will buy some items. There'll be items that I buy that I will donate, and then I will use what I already have in my pantry. Some examples of that are flour, cream of soups, and oregano. I have plenty of flour. I have more flour than what I need to get through this challenge, but I will buy flour because I may be using enough of it during this challenge to justify that. Cream of soups, I bought some cream of soups back around Thanksgiving when they were a good deal. They were Campbell's, and I'm going to probably buy generics to replace them, but that's what I normally buy anyways, generics. The only reason why I bought Campbell's is because it was a good deal. Oregano is another example of that, and that's because for some reason I have 2 open jars of oregano, and oregano is something that I use frequently, so I'll buy a new thing of oregano and donate that. Some things I won't buy, but I will use what I already have first. Examples of things like that would be rice, butter, and pepper. I have a very little bit of pepper in my cupboard right now. I mean, it's enough to get me through a couple weeks, but not enough to get me through this entire challenge. No need to waste that pepper. I'm going to use it. Rice, I have a little bit of rice in my pantry. Not enough to get me through the entire challenge, so I might as well use that up. But I won't. These items I will not use until I buy a replacement of them, just to kind of hold their cost in the challenge. And butter. Also, I have some butter. Butter's not something easily donated, and I need to market it in my budget. So, I kind of base these things on just different criteria, what I felt was reasonable. But I will buy something, so there will be marked in the budget. And then I will deduct the cost of a dozen eggs out of the first week of grocery money because right now I have a little over a dozen eggs in my fridge. But by the time we start this pantry challenge, which is going to be a week from now, I will have used some of those eggs. I will probably have about 10 eggs left at that point in time. But I'm going to deduct the amount of a dozen eggs to compensate for that. Because, again, I need to use the eggs that are in there. It's not something easily donated. And there's enough of the eggs that I can't justify buying another carton of eggs and just using what I have first, then going into the second carton of eggs. I can't justify that in my mind. So that's my exceptions to my pantry items. So now on to what you guys will see, what I'm planning on posting. This is what I'm planning on posting. On Tuesdays, I'm planning on posting my grocery haul with meal ideas, and I'm calling them meal ideas instead of meal plans because I have a feeling as we go along and I have a little bit more of a pantry stockpile, I might change my mind from what I initially decided I was going to make and pull in some other items I wasn't planning on using and make something differently. So, meal ideas. That's why they're meal ideas. And then on Mondays, I will point, and that might sound backwards, but Tuesday's the beginning of the going to be the beginning of the week. Monday's going to be the end of the week, and I will post my count of meals for the week and show you what food I have remaining. And I will post anything that I will post exactly what kind of meals I made. If I make something that I feel like is worth sharing as far as recipe wise, I will do that on Mondays as well. My week is actually going to run. I'm going to actually do my grocery shopping on Saturdays, and I will start my meal plan on Monday. So Saturday will also be the day that I've said. Wait a minute, I said that wrong. I'll do my grocery shopping on Saturday. Sunday will be the day I start my meal plan or my week for the meal. So Saturdays I will be recording probably both the posting schedule, both items on this posting schedule on Saturdays, and then divide them up. So that is what you can expect to see from me for my 2024 grocery challenge, and hopefully I will be successful in this. Okay, so I talked about all these things in my presentation here. As you can see, there's well more than a dozen eggs at the moment, but I have still yet not done my breakfast prep, and most of those eggs are, not most of those eggs, about a third of those eggs are going to go in the breakfast prep, and I also have a cake mix I want to use up, so some of the eggs will go in the cake mix. So there will not be as many of those eggs sitting there for next. Future me breaking in. I know at this point that I have 0 eggs left because some of my eggs weren't good. So I had enough eggs to do my cake mix and enough to do my breakfast prep, and then all the rest of them were not good. So I will actually be buying a dozen eggs. Sweet. So, and as you can see, I do have both things of oregano sitting there to show you. I do have 2 open things of oregano. Why, I don't know. But I need to use those up. So, and I kind of justified what I am using for my pantry based on a few things. Based on cost of the item. If it's low cost, I'm not going to stress over the fact that I'm going to use both what I bought and what I already had on hand. If it also, sometimes some of the things that I just are going to be easy for me to donate that I really need to mark in my budget. Again, I'm just going to go with the fact that I am using them, but I'm marking a place in the budget, even though I may be using more than what I actually purchased for this challenge. And oils, like I said, oils are all personal choice. Well, oils are a personal choice. Some people cook with oil, some people don't. Different oils have different price points. So I feel like since I have plenty of oil, I'm just not going to worry about the oil. And yeah, so I mean, I've seen ones where people just have oil, salt, and pepper. And I didn't put my pepper out to show you how little pepper I have. But like I said, I don't have much pepper. I don't have enough pepper to get through the challenge. So I'm going to have to purchase pepper. So I will purchase pepper and use up the little bit I have left before I go into the new thing of pepper that I purchased. Anyway, couple other things I want to let y'all know. When I rewatched my presentation, I realized I didn't think I was very clear about one point. One point being that the first 2 weeks, I'm going to have a $70 total budget. Not $70 for week 1, $70 for week 2. No, it's $70 total. I'm going to try to spend as close to $35 the first week as I can. But if I go over, I'm not going to sweat it. And then the rest of that $70 I'll have for week 2. But I will not go over that $70 in week 2. Or rather be more like $73 when I add the money for tax. Because I will add the money for tax and you will see that. And I also want to talk a little bit about some things that I see on grocery budget challenges that kind of bug me a little bit. And that I'm going to try not to do. And I'm going to try to be I'm going to try to be clear with what I'm using. I have seen grocery budget challenges where they've said I'm only going to use these 4 items out of my pantry, but then they use different items out of the pantry. And I've seen grocery budget challenges where they said I have purchased these items, and these are the items I'm going to use for my grocery budget challenge. But then they swap something out for something they already have in their cupboard, and they are not clear about that. They don't point that out. So what I'm going to try to do is when I do my grocery hauls, I'm going to pull out the item I'm actually using and show you, hey, I'm using this one, this item, and let you know either this item I'm going to donate to a food pantry, or this item I'm going to just use up and then go into the new item that I've bought. Like I said, that's just based on the cost of the item and whether I feel like I can justify using it, or basically the amount that I have left. If I have so little left that it's nominal, such as my pepper, which I did not pull out. And if I make any substitutions with what I have in my cabinet, such as the cream of chickens and the butter, well, actually the butter's not going to be a substitution. If I make any substitutions, I will let you know those at the same time at the grocery challenge as well. So anyway, future me breaking in again, because I decided that I'm going to post this on a Monday, so it will be like the wrap up of the previous week in the schedule. And then Tuesday I will do my grocery haul meal plan, and I will actually probably show some meal prep as well on that video. So I thought I would post this and go into a little bit about my thought process behind how I came up with my first grocery list. I'm not going to post it because it may change depending on what the prices are. And also I did want to say one thing that I didn't mention is sometimes when you see these grocery budget challenges, for one person, they will eat the same meal for breakfast all week, the same meal for lunch all week, the same meal for dinner all week. And I personally can't do that. I could probably eat the same thing for breakfast all week because I'm pretty good with breakfast foods, but I have to have some variation in my lunch and dinner. So I'm going to try not to do that. So let me talk a little bit about how I came up with my first grocery list. First, I started with smoked sausage, kielbasa, and came up with 2 meals that I could use one of those. And so a smoked sausage is fairly inexpensive, easy to find, and it's pretty readily available. So I went with smoked sausage, 2 smoked sausage meals. Then I looked at the ingredients that I had, that I was using in my smoked sausage meal, and said, okay, what else can I make with these with a different protein? And my other protein source is going to be ground meat, but I am open to changing it. Ground beef is what my preferred, but I'm open to, if ground turkey's cheaper or ground chicken's cheaper, I'm open to using one of those. Or if I happen to come across some other good meat deal, when I'm doing my initial shopping, then I can flex. I kind of try to come up with something I can flex, and then I've kind of built off of that. And then I kind of thought, okay, well, that'll cover me lunches and dinners. So what kind of breakfast? And I came up with some inexpensive breakfast items. My typical breakfast is, I typically meal prep my breakfast, some sort of a breakfast sandwich usually, or something easy I can grab and go and heat up when I get to work and eat when I get to work at my desk before I start my day. So I thought about some of the things I do for that, and kind of try to come up with an inexpensive option. And again, if I happen to see a great deal on something, I'm trying to make it where I was flexible enough. And then because I don't want to deprive myself, I want some snacks and treats. I put some fruit on my grocery list, but I'm open to changing it if something's on a better deal. If there's a better deal, actually I put apples and bananas on my grocery list because those are usually bananas are always cheap. Apples, you can usually find a good deal on apples, and apples also will last longer than a week. So those are the options I put. But I know this time of year I might find a better deal on oranges than I would on apples. So it's kind of keeping my options open there. But I looked at the ingredients that I was using for my other meals, and I came up with a couple snack options from that. And the fruit I would use as a snack, and then a couple of inexpensive treats for myself. I came up with a couple ideas for that, so I have some options. And the fruit and the snack options kind of would go, like if I'm taking leftovers for lunch and I don't feel like there's quite enough for a lunch meal, I can add some fruit or some snacks to it to bulk it out. So that was my thinking behind wanting to add fruit and snack options and treats to this. And then I also came up with a list of basic seasonings I thought I needed to buy this first week. So I'll be going to that. The basic seasonings I'm going to buy the first week will be pepper, because I've already got salt. Salt is included from my pantry items. I told you I need pepper, so I'm going to buy pepper. Garlic powder, oregano. I can't say that word. And I'm not just buying oregano because I have 2 bottles of oregano. And then seasoning packets. The reason why this is the list I came up with is in the house I grew up in, the way my mama cooked, she had 2 basic ways of seasoning things. Salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Salt, garlic powder, and oregano. Those were the 2 basic ways she seasoned things. And if she seasoned things any other way, she used a seasoning packet. This was her everyday cooking. Like when she made a special meal, she had other spices and seasonings she would use. But this was her standard, everyday, go-to seasoning list. So that's why this is my initial seasoning list. Eventually, I will wean away from the seasoning packets as I increase my spices in my purchases and expand those. So this is my initial. Now, back to the past me. And I think I'm just saying goodbye after this. I hope you guys enjoy this grocery budget challenge, and hopefully I will stick with it and stick with the video. I am more likely to stick with the grocery budget challenge than I am to stick with videoing it, because whenever I've tried to do a grocery budget challenge video, I try to video it. Either I miss part of it, or when it gets to editing, it's too much editing and it just doesn't get done. But hopefully this will be a success for 2024, because it's still a new year and new goals. So, and this is done, I'm doing this more so as a budget thing than as a dietary thing, if that makes any sense. And I'm going to try to keep it realistic to what I typically normally eat. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoy this series. And thank you guys for joining me. Like any other YouTube channel, you can like, subscribe, share, all those wonderful things. And I will see you guys later. Bye!